Rianne 1 and Rianne 2, right? Rianne 2 being the cousin, Rianne 1 being my best friend. They really had this hatred towards each other, and I couldn't put my finger on it. Like, they both just absolutely fucking despised each other, and I was just like, you're both in my life, like you guys need to kind of like work a way around being like around each other. Like, I'm with Kyle, that's Kyle's cousin, you need to like sort it out. So I then kind of distanced myself from my best friend because I thought she is being spiteful for no reason. Back to the point of my best friend is very opinionated. So I just thought she kind of wanted me all to herself, and she didn't want me to have other friends.
She's jealous. Like she wanted like the, we're single girls in London.
Exactly. And now I look and I think back, she had a vibe and she had a gut instinct, and that's what she was sticking with, right?
When you say vibe, what do you mean?
Rianne 2, she was very, very...
Rianne 2 is
the cousin.
Yeah, the cousin. Right. Your cousin, right?
No,
the cousin of the
Kyle's
guy.
cousin.
Okay,
right.
got it.
So
sorry, I feel like I need to top up this, guys. I'm going to top up and have a little bit more. Just give me a second. This is way too much. Thank you, Mars.
There's so many different people involved. That's why it makes it very, very difficult to try and tell the whole story without dropping too many names in it. But you know what? If we're going to tell the story, we're going to tell the story.
Right.
So Rianne is my best friend.
Got it.
Has this vibe about Rianne, Kyle's cousin. And I can't put my finger on it because I don't get that same vibe. Right? Now I bring Rianne, Kyle's cousin, around my mum, around my family. Like, there's like family barbecues. Bearing in mind, she's living 10 minutes away from me now. So she's come into the functions, right, and she's come into all these family things. And my best friend Rianne isn't coming to these things, but I'm putting the cousin on this pedestal because I want to get in with the family. Now, we're approaching Kyle's release date. And he's like, look, I really, really want to meet you, but I've got to take care of some business in Oxford.
Okay.
Right? Now, I'm like, yeah, but like, I really, really want to meet you. Like, it's going on for too long now. Like, I need to meet you, and I just need to like know whether we've got that kind of chemistry in person. So he's like, look, let me go and get this stuff sorted. I'll come and see you. So he then goes and he sets up a county line in Oxford, and he's like in Oxford, and he's like set up this whole like drug empire down there, and he's like doing all this stuff down there. And when he used to call me and he used to go into the shop, he used to mute the phone, and I used to say to him, why'd you keep muting the phone? And he'd be like, oh, like, I just think it's rude. And I'd be like, right, okay, that's odd, but fine, like, whatever. So
keep going.
So he's in Oxford now, and I'm kind of complaining to him a lot more because I'm like, I need to meet you. Like, this has been going on long enough now. Like, I need to meet you. Now, on the sidelines, because I'm crazy, I'm stalking his Twitter like constantly.
Right.
Stalking the Twitter, and he's liking this girlfriend B, her Twitter. And he's liking more and more and stuff, and they're having a laugh and they're having a joke and they're having like conversations under stuff. And in my head, I'm like, I can't fucking say anything. I can't say anything. I've never met him. I'm not his girlfriend. I'm just kind of, I can't say anything. They then move this Twitter friendship onto Instagram, right?
See, and you're tracking everything. Like,
and
you're
was,
like a detective.
This was at the point where, do you remember when you used to go onto like, you had all at the top, and then you would go into following, and you could see the activity of what your friends were doing on Instagram.
Yeah, and they got rid of that.
And they got rid of that. So it was at this point, I was like, I'd just so happened gone onto it, and I'd seen that he was following her. And I was like, shit.
There's another girl in the mix.
There's another girl in the mix.
It's not just you.
Yeah. So I'm like, right, fuck's sake.
And how are you feeling right now? Are you feeling betrayed? Are you feeling hurt, jealous?
I've got a really bad jealousy streak.
You're a Scorpio, aren't you?
I'm a Sagittarius, but I'm on
there's
cusp.
Another one of those in this room.
Yeah. I'm on the cusp. So
right,
I think if it's a leap year, I'm a Scorpio. Mm-hmm. And if it's not, I'm a Sagittarius, because I'm right on the cusp.
So you're fiery.
I'm very fiery, yeah. So there's this person B that's in the mix, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. And she's a makeup artist and she can do her makeup so banging. Like, and I'm like, this bitch is so pretty. Like, of course he's going to go for her. But I'm at that age where I'm having like a bit of an identity crisis with myself. Like,
You're 18.
I was 18.
You're just finding yourself as a young woman, right?
Right. And how can I put this? As an 18-year-old, I was very, very blessed in certain departments, right? And I was an early developer.
I'm not going to look there. I know what you're talking about.
So I struggled with that quite a lot.
Right.
And I ended up actually going and having a reduction at the age of 18.
Really? Was that expensive?
No, I got it on the NHS. Got it completely free because they were so big. My back was in pieces.
Oh, wow.
Right?
We love the NHS.
Yeah. Clap for the NHS. So I struggled with that. And this was like a girl that kind of was very pretty, and she was kind of like she wasn't petite, but she was like, she had like a nice figure. And when they moved their friendship onto Instagram, they were like under each other's photos because she was a makeup artist, so her profile was open, and which was probably the worst thing.
Is she an influencer? Is she?
No,
okay,
no.
So she's just
she was a wannabe influencer. Okay. She wanted to kind of get into that neck of the.
She was okay.
So she was aspiring to be an influencer.
So she worked for a big makeup brand.
She didn't work.
Okay.
She actually worked for a phone company, but in her spare time, she was very good at makeup. She was incredible at makeup and the eyeshadow looks and things like that. And she would like go home and she would take pictures of all her eye makeup. So a lot of her Instagram was that.
So she worked at a phone company, right?
So she worked at a phone company. And so they then get relatively close with each other. And
you can see all of this because at Instagram at that time, you could see things
everything.
like that. And I remember that because there's like certain accounts that you wouldn't follow because everyone could see this, but Terrell's just followed this, Terrell's just followed.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about myself. There were certain accounts I wouldn't follow because
you didn't want everyone else
could see it.
Right. So I think at this point, I'd kind of taken a step back and we weren't talking as much. And they then got relatively close, but I didn't know this. I just kind of thought it was just like a like here, a like there, and things like that. But I think I was getting frustrated with the fact that I hadn't met him. And there was always something. And every time we did arrange to meet up, there was always this, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to go here. So it does kind of start to grate on you. And I'm like, oh, whatever, this guy's wasting my time. So with that being said, by me trying to remove myself from him, I've also got to then remove myself from the cousin. Because she's attached to him. And it's like, if you have a breakup with anyone, you don't then stay friends with their family, do you? You kind of remove yourself completely.
Yeah, everything's cut off.
I couldn't do that.
Okay.
But she made it incredibly difficult for me to do that. So
Why did she make it difficult?
She would just kind of, we're kind of in this scenario where I would try and take my step back, and she would be at a rave and I wouldn't be as friendly and I wouldn't want to spend time with her, and she'd make like this big hoo-ha over it.
Was she buying you drinks and that sort of stuff?
No, she wasn't, because she had just come out of uni, so she was like a broke uni student,
right?
And she was
she was like a fangirl, right? She was like,
she was like,
I want to be part of Shannon's
to be
thing.
Around me.
I really like her. I've known her for a long time now. Well, not a long time, but when you're young, a couple of years is a long time.
Yeah. So me and Kyle, then somehow we start talking again, and this person B, girlfriend B, she was out of sight and out of mind. So I didn't really think of her. I thought, oh no, it must have kind of just come to an end. And I was due to go in to have my reduction. And
did Kyle know about this?
Yeah. I was due to go in to have my reduction, and he said, I'm going to come home from Oxford. I'm going to take you out the night before. I think it was like the Friday. He was like, look, I'm just going to finish up what I need to do. My mum had said, yeah, he can come and stay at the house, because he was going to come and he was going to come to the operation with me on the Monday. And my mum's like, yeah, get him to come and he can stay. Bearing in mind,
what, he wanted to play with your tits before they were reduced? That's what his game was. So I know what Carl wanted.
Yeah, so he apparently was coming to hold my hand, but I've told my mum I've met this man. Right. So that's why my mum was like, yeah, like bring him in. Like it'd be nice to meet him. He can come to the hospital with you. So that's what she wanted. So Debs was like, yeah, get him down. Like, he can come stay for the weekend. It would be nice to meet him. We can go for dinner. And then we have your operation on Monday. So on Friday, I remember, because I used to work in Ealing, and I remember being on the phone to him. And because I was on the central line, I got the signal went. So the phone call cut off. And I remember on that phone call, he was saying to me, I'm just going to finish up what I've got to do in Oxford. I've got my clothes in the boot. I'm going to drive straight to you and we'll go for dinner tonight. So I'm like, fine, great, sounds good. Now I finished that job at about 5:30. Then had the phone call with him. I come home, nothing. All night,